Good morning students, I am Professor Rajeshwari Sharma. Welcome back to the e-learning session of GS College of Commerce, Wardha. In my previous lecture, I have started the first unit, that is Indian Economy and Planning, and we have started with our first chapter under the same unit, that is Economic Planning. Under this chapter, we have learned the meaning and the features of economic planning, and today we are going to see the history and the types of the economic planning. In previous lecture, we have seen in what circumstances India has adopted the approach of economic planning for the growth and development of the nation. Today, we will see how the economic planning has been adopted in India. That is the history of economic planning. So let's start. See, when we are talking about the economic planning in India, the concept of systematic planning has been given in year 1934 by Sir M.N. Visvesvaraya, who was a famous Indian engineer, statesman and scholar, in his book Planned Economy in India. Then 4 years later, in 1938, Indian National Congress, under the inspiration of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, has set up a committee named as National Planning Committee, and this committee has submitted its report in the year 1948. That is, after the 10 years of the formation. There was delay in the submission of report due to the Second World War that has started in the year 1939 and ended in the year 1945. That has caused the political stability in the country as well. The report submitted by this committee has stated that for the growth and the development of the nation, all the key industries and services like minerals, waters, railways, roadways, transport should be in the hands of states or the government for the development of the nation. Then, meanwhile, the Bombay Plan has came into existence. Bombay Plan was a plan for the economic development conceived by the 8 leading industrialists of India. In this plan, they have focused on the basic industries for the growth and development of the nation. This plan aimed at increasing the per capita income by 100% in the period of 15 years. Per capita income is national income divided by the number of population. So this plan has focused on the basic industry for the growth and the development of the nation. Next is 10 years people plan. This plan has been released along with the Bombay Plan by M.N. Roy. This plan has focused on the agriculture and the consumer good industries for the growth and the development of the nation. All these 4 attempts were the unofficial attempt, but in year 1950, after the independence of the country, in year 1950, Planning Commission has been set up by the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in his chairmanship, and this Planning Commission has been assigned with the task of assessing the human and the capital resources for achieving the targets and the implementation of the plans. So this Planning Commission has started doing his work and taken this responsibility, as a result of which in year 1951 the first economic plan of India has been commenced, which has been followed by the number of economic plans then. In India, from 1951 up to 2017, India has seen the 12 5-year plans that has ended in the year 2017. In the year 2015, the Niti Aayog has replaced the Planning Commission. So now, at present, the Niti Aayog has been assigned with the task of economic planning in India. So this way, we have adopted the economic planning in India. It was the history. Now we will discuss the types of economic planning. So first one is functional plan. As the name indicates, what is means by function? Function is the verb. So functional planning is a planning which does not bring any fundamental changes in the economy, but it aims at improving the performance of various sectors of economy by bringing the minor institutional changes. Next one is structural plan. When we are talking about the structural plan, so the name itself consists the structure. So structural plans are the plans which consist of the big fundamental changes which aims at changing the socio-economic infrastructure of the country. So the structural plans leads to the creation of the new infrastructure, shifting to the new systems in the country. For example, some economy is shifting from socialistic economic types to the capitalistic economic type. So it is the example of structural planning. Third one is authoritarian planning. Authoritarian planning is also known as totalitarian planning. Under this planning, the authority for economic planning, the decision-making authority is concentrated in few hands, is concentrated sometimes at the one people. Such type of planning has been seen in the Germany at the time of Hitler. And then is democratic planning. Democratic planning is opposite of authoritarian planning. This planning can be seen in the economies like India. See, in democratic planning, what is there? An expert committee is there who prepares the plan. Then this plan is presented in the national parliament. Then it is being discussed and it gets the approval from the parliament. Then it gets the president assents. Then it is implemented. So under the democratic planning, the approval is important, the discussion is important, and then the plan is implemented. Such type of planning can be seen in the economies like the India. Next one is physical planning. As the name indicates, physical planning. When we are talking about the physical planning, so here the central planning authority has to work out how much physical resources like land, labor, capital, entrepreneur is required for the achievement or the completion of a particular target set in the plan. Here, no monetary calculation is made for the resources. In India, we at the initial stage we used to adopt the physical planning for the growth and development of economy, as economic planning has been greatly influenced by the concept and thoughts of Mahalanobis in India, who was a physical planner. Next one is financial planning. Later on, India has shifted to the financial planning. Now, what is financial planning? Under the financial planning, the various resources required for the planning like the land, labor, material, entrepreneur, all these are calculated under the monetary terms. Along with this, from where the resources will be acquired for the implementation of the plan is also determined. So under the financial planning, while the implementation, there is less chances of deficit. Therefore we have shifted to the financial planning from the physical planning. The next one is planning by inducement. So under this type of planning, the planning authority indirectly tries to achieve its objective by providing various inducements to the consumers and the producer. It doesn't directly intervene in any of the sector. For example, government wants to reduce the consumption of the wine in the economy. So under the planning by inducement, what it will do? It will not directly put a ban on the consumption of liquor. Either it will increase the tariffs on the liquor, so that liquor will become expensive and the consumption of liquor will reduce. And the vice versa in the case of healthy drinks and all. Then the planning by direction. As the name indicates, planning by direction. Here the one authority is in charge of formation, direction, execution and the implementation of the planning. Here the direction is given for the achievement and accomplishment of the objectives. This type of planning is doesn't merely wish to achieve the objectives, but there is element of compulsion and it focuses on the achievement of the objective. Thank you. In tomorrow's lecture we will study the objectives.